Hi, welcome everybody to Commissioner Corner. I'm Commissioner Middleton.
I am Commissioner Grove, and Jeremy, we are almost halfway through the regular season.
It's amazing that the season's almost halfway through. One game away.
It really is, and what's really amazing is how good the games went from last week to how ungreat they were this week.
No, absolutely. They were kind of just a win was a win and a loss was a loss. There wasn't this...
Yeah, there was really only one game like that, which we'll get into a little bit later. As usual, we're going to go over shoulda, coulda, woulda. We're going to go over the biggest blowouts.
As well as reviewing the standings, bringing our weekly guest, game of the week.
That's right. But first, Jeremy, let's go ahead and get into the closest nail biter. And unlike any other week, we didn't have a Monday night nail biter.
No, not really. It's more of a Sunday.
It really was like a Sunday. I guess they closed before we get into Sunday. And I'm putting that off and talking about it. Monday night, there was really only one kind of close nail biter, and that was Dave and Candace. Yeah. But I mean, that was more like a just a tip nail biter,
right?
You he didn't really get the full effect of a nail biter. He only got like that much of it.
Right, just a hangnail type thing.
Right. That's exactly what I was talking about. But getting into the Sunday night nail biter,
right? Do you really want to bring it up?
I need to compose myself before I talk about this.
Folks, let's give him a minute or two.
Talk amongst yourselves. A little verklempt.
That's my special point.
So I entered in Sunday night's game between the New England Patriots and the Cincinnati Bengals, leading Hal by over 30 points. And I was comfortable in that lead. I thought I was going to maintain it, and I thought I was going to win because he had 3 players left to play. I had my defense. My defense had been providing some good points. All I needed was 3.5 points, and I would have won.
Right.
That didn't effing happen.
I know what effing happened.
What effing happened, and a special F you to Jeremy Hill. I don't care, LSU alum. Actually, you're not an alum. You left early, so piss on you. The garbage time run and catch that he had ended my chances of winning. My defense got me negative 3 points.
Right.
And I ended up losing by 32 points.
That's a .32.
Not
32.
I'm not moving the decimal to the right one time. 32 or even 2 times to the right and 32. Put that son of a bitch back where I started. .32 points. That sucks.
That sucks.
That really sucks.
I understand completely.
I think that is the closest margin of victory someone has had this year, and it came against my undefeated ass. I haven't won a game. Couldn't even give me that.
This is very true there, my friend.
How do you want it? You... I was going to say something filthy, but I caught myself. Because I haven't drank enough.
Well, let's move into the biggest blowout, shall we? Kevin and Simone.
Yep.
That was the biggest blowout.
That was.
Simone's team, made about 50 plus points?
Yeah, about 50 and change. Kevin made 105, something like that. He beat her
by what she made.
By a scotch under 54 points.
Wow.
More than that. He had Demaryius Thomas on his team. He went off. He scored almost 35 points his own damn self, and he didn't even need him to play. He could have benched his ass, not played him, and still won by 20-something points.
Simmer down now, son. Simmer down.
So
let me ask you,
getting that BS out the way.
who would your MVP be?
Well, my MVP would have been a guy that hadn't done crap before this week.
Right.
And all of a sudden he got into the comfortable environment of his supermodel wife, Gillette Stadium, and decided to go balls deep on my defense, and that would have been Tom Brady.
This fella right here.
That handsome devil.
That guy right there.
Look at him smirking. He knows what he did to my ass.
Yeah,
Actually, well, his team did.
That's right. They definitely showed up this week.
Yep. He was on Britt's team. I had to look for a minute and caught up. That's right. He was on Britt's team. We'll get into who Britt defeated in a minute. But Jeremy, I'm still so upset. I want to get into what I shoulda,
coulda,
woulda done. I was in a conundrum setting my lineup.
Right.
I was confused. The decision was a muddled one.
Right.
I started Keenan Allen in my flex because I believe in that guy. I really is. He's a child, and I was believing in his childlike ways. And I'm saying he's a child because he's only in a sophomore NFL year. But I had Ben Tate, who has weak ass knees. Ruben Randall, the Sandwich King, who I said last week I was going to start, but
that you did.
Didn't. And I also had Baltimore's defense, which I didn't think they were going to do, but they actually did. Those three on my bench, if I would have started either one of them, I would have won.
Is that so, my friend?
That's so, and you know what? They're putting me in a position where I have to start their ass this week because one of my players, the guy I just wasted a second round draft pick on this year, sprained his ding-ding and is out for 3 weeks.
Oh, I hate springing a ding-ding.
I tell you what. It's more pleasurable when you pull a ding-ding, but spraining it, it's...
Yeah, the only other shoulda, coulda was a Dre against I.
That's right. Dre could have started Kendall Wright.
Right.
And Shane Vereen. He would have had to start both of them in order to beat you, but that was a long shot.
Hey, it favored me. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yep, bad roster management
Do it again.
for Andre, but I can't say shit. So, Jeremy, we're just making picks. We're basically doing this. Blindly throwing stuff at a board trying to make choices of who's going to win. And we did that last week. Before we do that, we also had somebody else make picks with us.
That he did, and he's doing fairly well.
Actually, we actually had somebody start, a new guest start the first week. And then we had this guest. And we just liked his ass so much, we just kept inviting him back. And even when we didn't want to invite him, he showed up, and we're too nice to say, stop. Dave, come on.
Welcome back, Dave.
That was a warm effing welcome. Come on, Dave.
Get your effing ass over here.
We even got you a seat. That registered. We're not waiting for it because we've done so many times.
I don't care. I'm making you wait for it.
Dave, you sounded like you were underwater.
Yeah, swallow before you talk, son. Uh-oh.
Yep.
Swallow before you talk.
Look, no, that's perfect. Hey, you were sitting in front of Tom Brady because I don't want to see his face. I'd rather see yours. And that's saying something. Jeremy, so we made picks last week.
That we did, Jordan.
How did you do?
Do you have to bring that up?
Yes, because I know how I did, and I'd like to see how you did.
Well, I am 2-4, I think you.
Oh, well, you know what? I felt so sad for you that I actually went 2-4 as well.
Oh, hey, right here, buddy.
But this unsympathetic
what are you doing?
guy.
You're leaving me hanging.
Bunch of fucking losers.
Back in the shot. All right, so Dave, how did you do?
4-2.
All right, you just reversed our score.
Yeah. You say,
So reviewing the standings here, and,
Right.
and Dave missed 1 week of picking. If somebody can find Dave's picks for the first week, we could add him in so that he could be caught
But
up.
we can't, so
But-
he's
Seriously,
he's at a
behind.
500,
So he's a
12
week-
and 12.
He's a week behind, so he is 12-12 at 500. Jeremy,
That means I'm not having a losing record.
You're not having a winning record either.
that's right. He is not having a winning record.
A winning record. That is right, fellas. Yeah.
Jeremy, you are at 12-18.
I'm not having a winning record either.
Me neither. I am at 13-17. We all effing suck, which is why we're the undisputed effing dipsticks. Which I don't know what that has to do with anything about sucking, but I know somebody who has kept riding a mustache. Jeremy,
What? Yes, I'd have to say
you can't even push this son of a bitch off a mustache.
hanging in there like a hair in a
It's
biscuit.
like the mustache hairs are wrapped around her.
Just hanging in, just holding it up.
Mm-hmm.
Cradle.
And
It's a
of
cradle.
course, who we're talking about is Holly,
It's like a floor broom.
right?
You know?
Like a joist. You're just
Yeah,
holding it, son of a bitch.
You're like,
Damn, you up there! Quit making all that noise.
get off that damn mustache. Go to work.
All
Well,
right.
that would be Holly. Like I was trying to say, Holly's 3-2.
Mm-hmm.
Britt is 3-2.
Even though,
Yeah, we'll talk
Yeah.
about that in a second. How that's kind of weird. Kevin is 3-2. I'm 2-3. Dre is 2-3, and Simone is 2-3.
So the division is up for grabs.
it really is. That division, it's really anybody's game. But looking at Beard here, there's a little more defined as far as who is competitive and who's still kind of struggling. I'm really going to need that in a minute.
I know.
Yeah. If you could actually stand behind me and rub both shoulders.
No.
Josh and Hal are tied at 4-1. Crystal is the only one at 3-2. Candace and Dave 2-3, and me, I decided that my shoulders and hands are big enough
And
To
broad enough.
to support both divisions,
I got this, ladies.
and I am pulling up the rear at 0-5.
He's in the crapper.
I've lost my last 2 weeks. I should be 2-3. Damn it!
This is what he says.
It's actually what I have to say, so I don't cry myself to sleep
Right.
and have to comfort myself in her bosom at night. But fans, watchers of this show, you might be wondering, but Britt beat Holly's ass, and Hal, I remember looking back in week 3, he beat Josh's ass.
Yeah, so how is this all working? I don't understand.
Well, I have answers.
Answer me.
We go off an arbitrary point system. Call it arbitrary because it is.
It's called Yahoo.
That's right. Yahoo base ranks people based off of how many points they have scored. Holly has scored more points than Britt, therefore she is
She's
higher
hanging
in the
there.
rankings.
Right.
Same thing with Josh and Hal. So, we as commissioners could actually do something about that next year. It would just take you, the league personnel, to vote on it because we're an effing democracy.
Not communist.
Nope.
Not gonna do it.
Nope. Or a republic. Because then you'd have to vote for our representative and all that other shit. So,
That's too
Heaven
hard.
Republics.
that representatives. So, we are going to get into a game of the week, and this week it's cross-divisional play. Who's excited for that? Raise your hand. All right, one person is. So, that is 1 out of 3 in the commissioner panel here. So,
Right.
the game of the week We're going to start this off with Jeremy. Jeremy, Holly 3-2, Dave 2-3. These are the best cross-divisional rivals we have here in this league.
Yeah, the hot hand right here.
This is a very good game.
I am gonna have to go with Holly. I think that she's beside herself and ready to take down anybody that's in her path.
Wife!
And definitely has the tools to do it.
Well, I've looked at both of their rosters. I'm expecting a few changes between now and Thursday when the first games are.
Of course.
And I know Holly is itching to get back into winning since she has lost her last 2 games. I know Dave is coming off a high note. He scored the most points this past week against Candace, and the most points scored in the league, and I believe his most points scored to date.
This without saying.
I think this is going to be a really, really tough matchup for both teams. But I'm going Dave.
Are you?
I think Dave pulls to 500 this week.
Holly is a master of the waiver wire. Don't sell her out just yet. I have firm belief that she will set what she is missing. And I'm sorry, I'm still going with myself because right-blooded American wouldn't.
Well,
I'm awesome.
So is your
You
mustache,
keep killing
by the
yourself,
way.
dude.
Yeah. I got called pedophile twice today.
I can see that.
Yeah.
It doesn't look as
Should
great
not.
as that.
No, that's
That,
awesome.
That looks really good.
That looks good as well, my friend.
Stop it. That looks really good.
No, you stop.
Look, I grew a beard.
Stop it.
Oh, I wish. I suck.
Well, I hope that everybody out there is trying to grow a beard as well.
That's right. This right here, oh Apache, it's gonna grow in. I believe in my face.
Me
You
too.
started lopsided though, so it's a little unfair advantage. So, the cheeks will catch up.
Yeah. Well,
They'll fill.
look. I'm trying to. This is October. This is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and if you know
Are you
what
gonna
Wait, you gonna paint it pink?
No, I'm not.
Oh.
If you would have let me get to what I was trying to say, if you know women, you know that they're a little lopsided. One's usually bigger than the other. So that's what I'm trying to show my support here.
I got you. One's pointing this way, one's that way.
Oh, that's not the thought beside breast cancer awareness.
I know, we're
that,
trying to
right?
save tatas, Dave.
No matter where they look.
You should know about that. You're mad.
Save it! Save it! Save it!
I'm talking about.
Save it!
My boobs are just fine, thank you.
Oh, God damn.
Hey.
God dog right. All right, so getting into the other game
Wow.
and talking about TDs. Britt is playing Candace.
But
Britt
she's
is
not TD
3
anymore.
It's a girl.
It's a girl.
Can dance.
I tried to do a segue. Y'all, let's go with this. Britt is 3-2. Candace
My
is
bad.
2-3. Dave, how do you see this going down?
Holy crap. Britt and Candace. It's a quarterback thing. I'm sorry. Brady had this guy.
Stop.
He had a
Don't
beautiful,
your face.
beautiful, beautiful blowout game.
Don't you say he has a
Stop,
beautiful
stop,
face?
Stop that.
Hey, he runs into Buffalo, a team that smacked the crap out of him.
Man
a couple
on a
weeks ago.
That's
Buffalo.
right. The ghost of Jim
All
Kelly
right,
and
all right.
Thurman Thomas.
And yes, no offense to anybody, but myself, Tannehill.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you're not going to do anything in quarterback, and that to me is the deciding factor this week. I actually have to go with Candace this week. She's going to go to 500. Uh-oh.
Well, Dave, I've thought about this as well, and I do feel it's a quarterback situation in certain spots. But I also have to say this. You're right, my friend. I'm going to go with Candace.
Yep. I tell you what, guys. Britt's team has really exceeded expectations. The most of these games, we gave him a high draft pick.
He has a balanced team.
He really does.
Oh, he's a hell of a team.
But I tell you what, if Peyton Manning can do what he did against Arizona's secondary, he shouldn't have a problem putting up 600 yards against the Jets secondary, who is just slightly worse than the Saints secondary, and that says a lot. I'm speaking with my hands today.
It wouldn't be prudent.
So
At this juncture.
Not gonna do it.
So
Push the
I'm
red
going with Candace on this one. I'm expecting TDs.
So all
galore.
three going with him, huh?
That's right.
All three of us.
Going from Candace to her lesser half, Hal is playing 4-1 football right now. He is going against Simone at 2-3. Somebody we thought at the start of the year was really going to be something else.
Oh,
but
absolutely.
our team's kind of struggling a little bit. Dave, do you think Simone has what it takes to pull off the upset?
Rogers right now is rolling really hard. He said relax, don't do it. Anyway, you know what? You got Stafford and Johnson with an easy secondary matchup, in my opinion, against Minnesota. Everybody except New Orleans took advantage of that.
We still got to win, Dave.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, I had a tough time with this one, but I'm still going with Hal. I'm sorry, Simone.
I have to agree with you. I've seen that Simone has somebody that's hurt. I do believe, I could be wrong, but is it Calvin Johnson?
Yes, Calvin Johnson. Megatron.
Megatron is hurt, and so I'm going to go with Hal. I'm going with Hal. I have to go with Hal.
I'll tell you what, looking at Simone's lineup, she has a couple of players that she could insert and really do some damage this week.
But
Andre Williams, for one, I actually went to look to see if he was available, and nope, he was actually drafted on my part. But I regress. I digress.
You lost yourself right there.
I did. Sometimes you got to lose yourself in a moment. You want it.
Oh, Simone lost himself in you.
Eminem told me that.
Sorry, Rick.
I am going with Hal. 4-1. I think he improves to 5-1 this
that's
week.
another 3.
Oh.
That's right. Getting into another 2-3 versus 3-2 matchup. Andre, kind of mercurial right now. You don't know what you're going to get from week to week. 2-3 against Crystal, 3-2, whose team hasn't really put it together in any given week, and she is starting her backup quarterback, Ben Roethlisberger, this week. Dave, do you think Crystal might have what it takes to take down Andre, or do you think Andre might improve to 500?
There's Crystal has a lot of players. I'm just going to use Yahoo as an example here. They project most of her players in the 6-7 range right now. Somewhere in that ballpark. I don't always agree with Yahoo because, well, they're idiots. But in this case, I want to say the man with no lineup breezes past Crystal without Breeze.
Oh, I see what you did.
Yeah.
Not so fast, my friend.
Oh.
I'm going with Crystal. I think Crystal's going to go ahead and take care of her business and have that 500.
Mm-hmm. I, too, will be going with my wife.
Crystal would be 4-2, not 500.
Oh, excuse me, 4-2.
I think that Big Ben has a solid matchup this week, and while Colston 2 is on a bye, I think she admirably fills his spot. She has Brian Quick, who has really performed well, and Lamar Miller, Darren McFadden. She has players that maybe not have produced a whole lot, but I think they're going to do well this week. So I'm going with Crystal.
All right, I have one quick note on that. All right, Big Ben had a huge matchup versus Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Right?
And what do you do with that?
That's in the past, Dave.
Yeah. All right, we'll see. All right, that's my note on that.
Okay, good note. Jeremy at 2-3 is going against Josh at 4-1. Dave, do you think that Jeremy might go all the way, or will he be left with vinegar in his face?
Wow. I've never been asked that question before.
Well, there's a
There's
first time.
for everything.
Will Jeremy's luck run out? Is the question here.
My love.
So he's won the game.
I see where you're going.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and
Yeah, it was a bad pun. Anywho, yeah, I'm just gonna say Pickle CLANGA keeps slanging whatever he's doing, and him and Hal both step it up.
Well,
Wait,
Jeremy,
wait,
since
so,
this is
so
your...
wait.
You're losing.
Wait.
You're losing
Why'd you bring Hal back into this?
because they're the top of the board.
Yeah, they predicted Hal to win and Josh to win, so they'll both be
I
right.
don't want anything to do with Hal. I'm talking about the game this week. So, therefore...
Okay, Hal and Simone are playing though,
Yes.
Yep.
and if CLANGA beats you and Hal beats Simone, there's still gonna be a tie up the top of beards.
Yep, guys, we'll have to get into
gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get into Algebra 101 a little after the show. But in this matchup between Jeremy and Josh, just looking at Josh's lineup, I mean, Russell Wilson has just had magic in his feet and hands. I don't know, he got sprinkled by fairy dust or something in the offseason. Marshawn Lynch, Frank Gore, he has an NFC West All-Star team. I have to go with Josh in this one, much to my chagrin.
No worries, man. I have yet to make believers out of anybody around here yet, but it's coming. And here I come. This week I'm coming for you, Josh. Better put your pants up, son.
Oh, man, that's a lot to come. All right, so Kevin at 3 You just said come twice. Kevin at 3-2
Explicit lyrics. I'm just
against me and 0-5, and I don't care what I say in my cellar at 0-5. Stays in my cellar at 0-5, all right? So, Kevin at 3-2 against me 0-5. Dave, do I have what it takes to get my first win, or is CLANGA going to keep clanging?
all right. Well, we got Kevin's receivers. Everybody knows he has pretty much the best receiving group, pretty much out there. Right?
Ever.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Ever.
And we got coulda, shoulda, woulda. This guy.
Yeah, he's like the king of coulda, shoulda.
Yeah.
Yay, I'm happy.
You know,
I'm number one at something.
Kevin has one or two buys that I've looked at that I don't think he can replace. And, you know, if he hits the waiver wire, that happens. But right now, I actually favor Jordan.
Oh.
Yeah,
right.
that's happened before.
I like how you say right now you're favored.
Not so fast, my friend.
Oh my gosh, twice.
Jackass.
I've picked your ass the last 2 times.
I told you not to pick
But
my
I didn't.
ass. I said pick another part of my body.
So I'm going to do it again, son. You getting out the dog cellar. Come on, baby.
Yep.
You've got to win. You have got to win.
Sorry, Kevin.
Looking at everything right now, I have one of my players is on a bye, Travis Kelce, my tight end, who's doing really good. And another one of my players in the second-round draft pick severely sprained his groin. I don't exactly know how you do that in a football game, but I guess it's possible that you might find yourself in the sidelines in a little private moment.
I tried to pole vault.
Yeah.
I don't think Demaryius Thomas picks up 35 2 weeks in a row. Sorry.
Me neither, and that's why I'm picking me. Woo! Yay!
Oh!
Pick myself for a second
Unanimous
week in a row.
again.
Ha! I'm getting out cellar. Kevin, going after yo clanging ass.
Clang, 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 clang.
Yeah, I want to hear it. Clang.
Well, that wraps
You
it
know
up
what?
for...
You can put some googly eyes on that, Kevin.
Oh,
You'll feel
wow.
better.
That wraps it up for another Commissioner's Corner. Please hit the waivers. Please do the message boards.
That's right.
Beards,
I'd rather
mustaches.
you hit the message boards more than the waiver wires.
Well, Jordan.
So
Dave?
may the football gods be with me this week.
Indeed.
Omdi.
Omni.